Excuse me, can I have you guys be quiet, please, so we can talk about numbers, the ones that we need to talk about. Number 6. If you look at, excuse me, can you please be quiet? If you look at number 6, it says Kevin has $4 in quarters and dimes. He has 22 coins in all. The following system of equations can be used to represent the situation. So they give you the equations. Do they ask you what is the solution? No. It says, what does Q and D represent? So there's been a big problem here because people, do you have any ideas?
Q's are quarters and D are dimes.
Q is quarter, D is dimes. Of course, Q stands for quarters. And D represents dimes. However, the multiple choice will trick you on this one. What does it tell you about the quarters and what does it tell you about the dimes? You have to be careful. Does anybody know exactly what they're telling you about the quarters?
25 cents each.
Ah, see, that's what you don't want to answer. But I understand why you said that, because duh, quarters are 25 cents each. However, if they're asking you about what does the Q and what does D represent, it should be the number of quarters Kevin had and the number of dimes Kevin had. It should be the number of, not the value. The value is telling you how much each is worth. But that's not what Q and D represents. Your variables always represent, well, in this case, the number of quarters and the number of dimes. Okay? Any questions about that? Please, everybody also needs to write this, not the value. Because if they say the value of quarters, that means it's telling you the quarters are 25 cents. We already know that. But Q represents the number of and D represents the number of. All right, we're going to move on. If everybody can please go to number 16, right there. Number 16. It says Nancy likes to bowl and wants to compare total cost to find the bowling alley. That offers the better deal. She has 2 bowling alleys to consider. Cypress Alley charges $10 for shoe rental and $1 per game. Jersey Lane charges $4 for shoe rental and $2 per game. We need to try to figure out what the X represents and what the Y represents according to this information. So the first thing I want to tell you is it says what would be the appropriate assignment of variables. If you have written an equation right here, that's not right. If you have written any numbers in here, that's not right either. They want to know what does the X and Y represent. So if you were to make a table, what do the X values represent? What do these represent? Excuse me? Does this mean $1 per game and $2 per game and $3 per game? No, it said that this one was $1 per game and this one was $2 per game. These values do not represent how much per game. So let's say for Cypress Alley, I wanted to set up an XY table. What is there? Thank you. Number of games. I'm asking myself, well, what if I didn't play any games? How much would I pay?
0.
What if I played 1 game? How much would I play? What if I played 2 games? How much would I play? What if I played 3? This is asking the number of games. So what is Y telling you? Charge per game? Only for the game?
The shoes.
And the shoes, which is the what?
$10.
Total cost. Total cost. If you wrote something right here like, oh, $1 per game, and wrong. The X is the number of games. The Y is the total cost. The slope is amount per gains. The only time you should write a per is if it's asking you for the slope. Okay, so I just wanted to add that there. And also, when you come up with the two equations, you need to figure out which of these is the correct equations for Cypress Alley and Jersey Lanes.
Does anyone have contact solutions?
No.
Any questions about that? Number 17. Figure out which ones match up.
Maybe your concrete.